Look, I'm being honest here. If you have any kind of side hustle, let's say you drive for DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart, Shipped, Amazon Flex, it doesn't matter. If you're working in the gig economy, this is a must-watch video because in this video, we need to answer the very real question of what if? What if something happens to you on the road? And I know what you're thinking. I have insurance, right? But do you? This is my actual and active vehicle insurance for my 2015 Volkswagen Passat, my personal, and business gig vehicle. Now, do you notice anything unique here? Because honestly, you should. What stands out here? Now, if you didn't catch it there, I'm going to explain here in a moment. But to help you understand, let's just grab some vehicle insurance from a popular platform, one of the ones that we mentioned prior. Let's just grab Uber Eats. So directly from Uber, and if you're doing a different niche, don't worry about it. I want you to pay attention to this. So Uber says when you're offline or the driver app is off your chosen personal insurance company and coverages apply. It makes sense, right? I'm not online. I'm not intending to do business. I'm not driving. Then there you go. Personal insurance. Now, these gig companies, they offer you some type of coverage here. We can see available or waiting for a delivery request. Uber maintains the following auto insurance on your behalf in case of a covered accident. So third-party liability if your personal auto insurance doesn't apply. Pay attention to that. So $50,000 in bodily injury per person, $100,000 in bodily injury per accident, and $25,000 in property damage per accident. Now, of course, en route to pick up deliveries and during trips, Uber maintains the following: $1 million third-party liability, contingent, comprehensive, and collision coverage. Up to actual cash value of a car with a $2,500 deductible, and certain vehicles offered through the vehicle marketplace are subject to a $1,000 deductible. So briefly here, let's look at DoorDash as well, another one of the most popular side hustles. So DoorDash provides auto insurance for Dashers, but this insurance applies only to accidents while using a motor vehicle on an active delivery, from order acceptance heading to the merchant or from a merchant to the customer. This insurance applies only after the Dasher goes through their own auto insurance policy first. All right, so I'm not trying to keep you waiting here. Back to my actual active insurance. So yeah, here is my insurance. I'm driving here in Pennsylvania. And what I want you to pay attention to is right here. Now, I have Allstate. So it says Allstate Ride for Hire endorsement applies to this vehicle. What this is supplemental additional coverage when I'm using my personal vehicle for business. Now, full transparency, I'm not an attorney. This is not meant to be legal insurance or business structure advice. But you don't want to be in a circumstance because there are exclusions on both ends of maybe your insurance policy of what they won't cover. And the same thing with these gig apps and side hustle platforms. I'm telling you, you do not want to be held liable and have to pay out of pocket for an at-fault accident because, again, maybe your personal policy doesn't cover your driving. Now, I'm not specifically endorsing Allstate. That is just who I use, but there are plenty of providers that have, again, either hybrid policies or it's called a supplemental policy. And again, we can see Allstate calling it Ride for Hire endorsement. Now, don't worry. I spoke with a rep today and that does cover my, food delivery driving and other gig driving, even though it's called Ride for Hire. So check it out. For my Allstate policy, it says Allstate Ride for Hire can help protect you in this type of situation by filling some of the coverage gaps between your TNC. Now that does specifically refer to rideshare. Don't worry about that. Again, that's been confirmed with Allstate, your TNC policy or your existing Allstate auto policy. So going back to my policy here, just at the high level, so my insurance premium for 6 months is $1,084.79. So you're probably wondering how much extra is this gig coverage here? So I asked Allstate, I said, okay, well, that's my premium. how much of that is from this additional coverage. So speaking with an Allstate agent here, we really did a simulation of my policy just to find a line item cost here. So again, this is a 6-month billing window for this hybrid coverage ending December 2021 until, of course, it renews into 2022. So the agent, again, just simulating if I removed it from my profile, that would decrease my premium to now $1,055, or it's basically a difference of $15.49. Now that would be prorated. Again, 6-month billing window. We have a 1 month not billed yet, which would be December 8th. For my circumstance of 2021. So roughly, and again, I do want to stress this was just really a simulation of my personal account here, that if it's 15, let's say 50, right? For each month here, you're talking about $100 here for my 6-month rolling period, or $200 for an annual basis. So I think that's pretty reasonable for what's called gap coverage. And again, what your personal policy would cover and most likely wouldn't cover if you're using that personal vehicle for business. And then the gap in between that and what these gig apps are actually providing you. Now, understandably, you have your own budget, right? But I would just say, personally speaking, since doing this kind of work since 2015, is I would strongly recommend it. I mean, frankly, even if you're doing this for a month, and certainly if you're doing this longer than a month, because again, I don't want you to be at a place of extreme liability, really financial liability and more if you don't have coverage and you happen to get declined from your personal policy. So I hope this was able to help you out a little bit. And I'll tell you again, not being an attorney, I would look up, Uber, DoorDash, whatever the platform is, because there are some great resources to answer your questions as a driver or a worker on these apps when it comes to insurance. So if you did get value in this video, you can definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.